So, after a controversial finish at the last lap last week in Belgium, resulting in no action taken due to no evidence being submitted, we had another first-time winner last week in the form of Beatnik, the second U.S. driver to win an RPL Tier 1 event. But, hold on.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
That is a big, big crash. Oh, Verstappen spins round.
Okay, well, that was weird. So, we launched for qualifying, and, yeah, we got thrown out of the session completely. But we're back in it. So, here we go. So, we are here for round 13 of RPL F1, and this is Zandvoort in the Netherlands. So, apart from the delay on the start, this is Ironwolf here, and we have 16 at the moment racing tonight. Hopefully we'll have 17 if Instinct does show up and compete, which actually he is. He's just popping in. Good thing. So we have 17 drivers competing. We are in Q1. Only 2 drivers will be knocked out of Q1. So let's see what happens when we move on. Now, here we go. So, like I said last week, we have another F1 winner in the form of Beatnik. He won last week in Belgium after contact with his teammate in Les Combes, which I'll admit, tiny bit on the unprofessional side, in my opinion, but I think it was kind of nice to see Beatnik knock Scyther about. But he still kept his win. But speaking of that, Scyther actually wound up getting himself a penalty for an incident that he wound up causing. Because earlier in that race, let me pull this up because apparently Discord is being extremely slow. So Scyther wound up getting a 5-second penalty and 2 penalty points after the event for causing a collision with Cryptic during the race. Now, second place for Belgium was done by Luke in the AlphaTauri. First time in a while in AlphaTauri's been in the podium positions. But P3 went to TB. And Scyther, by the way, he finished third, but he wound up getting dumped to P7 after that penalty. So, Indy Drivers Championship, despite that 5-second penalty, and because DeChiller was not here last week, just like he is not here again today, Scyther has a 92-point lead over DeChiller, 231 to 139. Luke is sitting in third with 113, I'm sorry, and Cryptic is sitting in fourth at 99. In the constructors, though, Mercedes despite the penalty, wound up gaining 9 points to Red Bull. In the constructors, Red Bull still ahead 314 to 265, and Ferrari is pulling vastly away from Alfa Romeo, with 217. So let's take a look at our group that is in for today. Let's see, did Instinct come back? I did not see if he did. Looks like he did attempt to, but nothing so far. Okay, so here's who we got. So currently our drivers are, we have Cryptic in the Red Bull, we have TB in the Ferrari, Jack Miles, by the way. Jack is in Williams after a deal was made between him and was made with him. Jack has been moved to Williams, leaving AlphaTauri. Red Fire and Depth Knights are in the Alpines together. Depth Knight, I believe this is his second or third appearance so far in RPL F1 so far this race. Philodent, aka Fanfloat, reserving for Alfa Romeo after the main driver, Jacob, who we see earlier, is in the Ferrari. He is filling in for Maxwell, who is not here. Maxwell's decided to go hang out with friends instead of racing. Jason, aka Jay Brothton, is in the Haas, filling in. And also because Zakaria, for the second week in a row, is still dealing with a glitched wheel, so he is unavailable tonight. And here's a fellow who's also made a move. Reese moves from is it McLaren or Alpine? No, Alpine. He moves from Alpine. He is moved into Aston Martin. Reese. Now this is going to be basically testing for Reese because next season, for Season 8 F1, he is going to be in Mercedes. And the AlphaTauri, there's Blonde filling in filling in for the gaps left by Jack. We have Beatnik, last week's winner. He's heading on to the track for a lap. We have Owen in the AlphaTauri. We also got Wavy Knife in the Aston Martin. Instinct, Ferrari Tier 2 driver in the Alfa Romeo. He's on an out lap. Just about to start his time lap. Luke in AlphaTauri is now in Red Bull tonight. But now we have two guys left. First, we have Boba Kett, a brand new newcomer to RPL. Signed a few hours ago to the Ferrari Academy. He is in Alfa Romeo Tier 2. Where he's making his debut, his RPL debut, racing in the Haas. And our other guy, ET8 Jack. He is, now, the only info that we know about him is that he is a friend of the race leader of the championship leader, Scyther, from their time in the league called WOR. So, from what the buzz we're hearing is, WRR, there's a lot of rapid people here. There's a lot of rapid people there. But he is untested. He is untested new blood for RPL. So I do wonder how this newcomer will fare. Now, apparently what we learned is that there is a chance of rain. And just looking at our times here, Luke is actually on top of the board with an 11.2. Cryptic in his home race, sitting P2 with an 11.5. And looking at the rest, not including some times, we have. Let's see what Jacob's got before we go further. Well, actually, he's on that lap. Okay. So, rest of the grid we're looking at, it's TB, Jack, Redfire, Depth Knight, Reese, Philodent, Instinct, Jason, Boba, Wavy, and Jacob. Those are who's left. Yeah, and that is that right there. So there's only... Well, Jacob's going to have to do a new lap, but we have 3 guys left to set a lap. That is Blonde, Owen, and ET8 Jack. Now, he is yet to come out onto the circuit. So remember, the bottom 2 are knocked out of Q1. And Jacob, actually looking at purple sector 1. Jacob, this is only a second outing in Ferrari, his 3rd RPL appearance. His first appearance was in France a couple weeks ago. Here he comes across the line. 3rd fastest. His 3rd fastest, just 9 milliseconds behind Beatnik, 11.5. And he is the 4th driver to put it in that 11.5. Beatnik currently the top of that board with a 5.13. Jacob's second in there with a 5.22. Cryptic with a 5.50. And TB with a 5.58. Now, Owen is going to have to redo. He's going to need a new wing. That's one thing for sure. I feel bad for poor Owen. He's not having a good time tonight. Now let's go on board with our newcomer, ET8 Jack. Let's see what he's got. He's gonna start his first lap. Now, remember, ET8 Jack is a friend of Scyther, so that means he could be a pretty dang rapid person, but we'll have to wait and we'll have to see. This RPL is a bit different than WOR, I will admit. But I'm not talking smack about that league. We'll see what happens as he's just making his way through sector 1. He's really putting on the speed here. He's hanging on in the 5th gear. Got that speed going up there. Again, right in the 2nd gear through this little chicane-like section. Just flat out through that bank corner. He comes across the line, and he is right behind Luke with an 11.3 and almost 2 tenths, about a 10th and a half, clear of Beatnik. So 11.3 for ET8 Jack. Now, he is someone that you want to take note. You should take notice. Now, question is now where will it be safe? What will be safe for the drivers? for Q1 to get into Q2. Currently we have 3 guys that are in the 13s, being Jason with a 13-2, Boba Cat with a 13-4, and Wavy with a 13-6. Probably by looks of it, you're looking at... What would be safe? What would be a safe time if those guys improved? I would probably say, to be completely safe, if they improved, I'd say a 13-0 or below would be a safe time to get through into Q number 2. Oh, Owen is out on a time lap. I was still waiting on Blonde to come out. But Blonde, let's see what we're looking at here. Ah, thank you, Instinct, for that. Dry to wet race. Ooh. So basically, this is going to be similar. This is going to be similar to Belgium, in a sense. Starting out dry, and then it's going to get wet as the race continues. So that should be interesting. All right, so we are on with Owen as he's working his way through Sector 2. Just finishing Sector 2 now. Let's see what kind of lap he's able to do. Now, if he beats a 13.6, that will bump Wavy into the bottom 2. Now, Blonde is going to have to come... I'm not sure. I know I saw Blonde leave, but did he return back? I mean, if he hasn't come back yet, he's gotta, or else he's going to be knocked out. But, anyways, Owen puts that AlphaTauri P13. He's up there, and Boba Cat goes spinning. That is in... What's that, turn 8? I believe that's turn 8 he spun out in. Let's take a look. I gotta look at the corners of this. I always need this kind of thing. That's turn 9. That's turn 9 he spun out in. Okay. Well, anyways... so it looks like with the timing now, Blonde, I don't think he's returned back. So Blonde is eliminated from Q1. Jason just bumped Owen down to P13. Well, now looks like the fight is going to be between Boba Cat and Wavy Knife for P15. So we're on board with Wavy. Oh, he's up 3/10 in Sector 2. So this will put Boba Cat towards P16. See what he's got as he comes across the line. And Wavy is P15 with a 13.1. Let's see what Boba Cat can do. He's already 2/10 up in Sector 2. Sector 1, I'm sorry. Well, he's up in Sector 1. Looks like Jason just had a spin, also in turn 9. Here goes Boba. Let's see what kind of a lap. Oops, up 3/10 still. It looks like he's gonna nick. He's gonna nick Wavy. If he stays within track limits, he may nick Wavy out of Q1. And here comes Boba across the line. Oh, he does even better. P13, 12.7. That knocks Wavy out. Well, unless Wavy can beat Owen. No, it doesn't look like it. So Wavy is knocked out of Q1. The last guy to set a time. And Blonde, who lagged out, I think, and didn't come back, is also out of Q1. So we lost Blonde and Wavy. Q1 has been completed. We'll see who will go from Q2 into Q3. We'll find out when RPL comes right back. Alright, so we have loaded up into queue number 2. Now, it looks like we have Red Bull coming out. That is going to be Cryptic first out of the gate. So Cryptic on home soil. Now, fingers crossed. I wonder if Cryptic will pull off a home win and become the 5th different RPL F1 winner this season. Now, this is going to be early, but I'm actually going to do my predictions on who is going to be knocked out of Q2. I would say for Q2, the eliminations will be the Haas pairing of Jason and Boba, I really hate to break it to this guy, but I think Owen is going to get knocked out. And with the last two is going to be very tight. But I think at least one of the Alpines and maybe Reese. That's what I'm probably going to go with. But, the reason I haven't mentioned Jack is because, I mean, Jack got P8 from Q1. He's probably going to put that Williams into Q3. He has the capability of doing it. I mean, Jack is a multi-time Tier 2 champion and a one-time F2 champion. So, I think Jack has the capability to put that Williams in Q3. Well, I guess just like in F1, last week, as Cryptic puts the fastest lap right now, 11.1. Rain expected for Q3. And whoa, Jacob just goes fastest with 11.0. Luke, 11.4. Well, Jack just answered with an 11.2. Depth Knight, 11.2. No, 12.2, I'm sorry. Reese, 12.4. Jack also with a 12.4. Williams Jack. Oh, someone just rejoined back. I'm probably going to safely assume it's Blonde. Owen, 12.4. Jason, 12.8. And Boba, 13.0. And TB working starting up his time lap. As he makes his way through turn number 4. Turn 3. Now up through the winding section of 4, 5, 6. Weaves around for turn 7. 4 over him. 8. A little bit of traffic for 9. It's the Haas pairing right in front. One of the Haas's better move out of the way. The Haas might need to move. The Haas does move. They gave TV a toe. That will help. What's that? It was either Boba or Jason that helped. And whoa, a little flick from TV. That puts TB 11.5 for P5. Look. Wow, I just noticed that. Look at Instinct's time. 1 minute 12 flat. That you do not see. That you don't see. That's actually a nice time. Well, flat. That's... Even he's surprised by it. Alright, so Phil Dent competed in F2 earlier today in Miami. Let's see if he's able to put that Alfa Romeo into Q3. Beatnik is finishing up his lap. Red Fire currently going through turn 7 right now. So once those 3 set their laps, we'll have all 15 set, and we'll take a look and see what our bottom 5 looks like. Here goes Beatnik on the map coming across the line. Only P6, 11.6. Here goes Philodent, comes across the line. P7, 11.9. Now here comes Red Fire. He is going to come across the line. And this time is... Wow. 3 milliseconds clear TB for P5. Well, at the moment, the Bomb 5, it is Boba, Jason, Owen, Jack, and Reese. Right now, I'm 4 for 5 in my list. Jack is actually on a new lap, so if he does better than a 12-2, he'll knock Depth Knight to the back, to the Bomb 5. Here comes Jack now out of the front corner. As the clouds start to increase. There's Jack now, P8, 11-9, and that does knock Depth Knight to the Bomb 5. Depth Knight is actually restarting his time lap with help from his teammate. Nope, never mind. Well, Luke just put it faster. 11-0, 500's clear of Jacob. Let's see. Next up, we have Jason. He's going to come across the line. Well, actually, he's on an out lap. Okay, never mind. So, he's on an out lap. Oh! It looks like Boba has spun out at the entrance of turn 10. He's going to try again, and Jacob just puts it into the 10s. We have a 10-9. Oh, Boba, a little scrap with Jack. I don't think Jack's going to be too pleased with that. Newcomer banging heads with the league owner. That might not be a good impression to start with as Depth Knight. Holy wow. Depth Knight just put in 11-4. There comes TB. Again, traffic. Again, traffic getting in his way. Right now, the Bomb 4 is Boba, Jason, Owen, Reese, and Instinct. That is your bottom 5 right now. As TV is actually just bailed to the pits. And Instinct is going to start a new lap. Here comes Owen now. He's only P12. So he switches with Reese. Reese, by the way, is almost a 10th up in Sector 1. See where he is to come Sector 2. 3/10 up, so he'll swap back with Owen. Could potentially switch with the Alfa Romeos. Here comes Reese out of the final corner. And here he comes across the line. He only switches with Owen. 12.0. Be more precise, a 0.44. So Reese still sitting P12 with only just above 3.5 minutes to go. And Jacob has done enough to put himself into Q3, fastest overall with a 10.9. And ETA Jack 11-0. Just like with Jacob's past, pretty much just about matched Jacob's previous fast lap of an 11-0. And Beatnik, sorry. So he goes wide. Beatnik P5, 11-2. Now, TB's gonna have to do something to maybe improve his timing. I mean, he is sitting P8. However, he has at least a 4/10 gap between him and Jack. Now, the Alfa Romeos could play a factor in regards to the timing tables, but I think, even though Philodent and Jack are good enough for... Well, we know Instinct's gonna have to go back to the pits and get himself a new wing. He just went off into the wall. I mean, he's gonna have to get back quick and get a lap in, but I think because of that, Instinct, with just under 2 minutes to go, Instinct is, I think yeah, I hate to say it, but I think Instinct's out. Because of that mistake bumping into the wall, Instinct is out of Q2. So Instinct is knocked out of Q2. Question is how far back will he be in that bottom 5? And Jason is going to have to improve. He's going to have to beat an 11.966 to get into Q3. We will have to see where these guys will be. Owen's starting up his. Jason's gonna have to get his started. Philodent's on his. TB's on his. So Reese and Instinct, they are out of Q2. And just as I set my controller down to figure out what was up, Boba had a massive wreck in turn 7. But anyway, so only 2 left. Here comes Phil Dent across the line. 11.8 puts him P9, and Owen goes spinning. And it looks like Jason is not going to improve. So, I am 4 out of 5. Bobek out. Jason out. Owen out. Reese out. And Instinct out. Jack, by the skin of his dang teeth, has put his Williams into Q3. loaded up into Q3. And by the looks of it, and we are on wet interconditions. And Cryptic is the first one out again. So this should be interesting, to say the least. So how will these wet conditions fare these drivers? Now, here comes the fun part. Who do I think is going to be the top 3 after Q3 is over? Well, if I had to be extra precise on who will be top 3, I am going to say P3 is going to go to the guy that is just coming out of the pits now. ET8 Jack. I think he's going to get P3. Luke. As for P2 and P1, that's going to be a toss-up between Jacob and Luke. I don't know which one's going to get it, but I think it's going to be kind of close. I'd say within a tenth of each other. They're probably going to have... That's what Paul's going to be. The difference between P1 and P2. It's going to be about a tenth. But anyways, that is just my prediction. Let's see what happens here. As Cryptic is actually making his mark. You will be the first guy to set his time lap. And let's see what Cryptic will do for his benchmark. He is going to be the benchmark for everybody else. The times are going to be slightly slower because of these intermediate conditions. And as Cryptic comes across the line to start the benchmark, 20.5 is his benchmark. Here comes his teammate to answer the call, 20.1. That puts him fastest. Here comes Jack at 21.3. Here comes the Alpines. 20.6 for Depth Knight and 20.8 for Red Fire. TB 20.7 splits the 2 Alpines. Here comes Philodent 21.7. Now we have Beatnik, last week's winner, and Jacob next up. Just finishing Sector 2, it's ETA Jack, and Beatnik, 20.5. Jacob's gonna have to redo that lap. I guess he must have had a problem somewhere. 33.9. ETA Jack, last one to start. Finish. He is going to come across. It's only a 20.2. So, Jacob, last guy to start. As Cryptic puts it into the 19s, 19.9. Luke responds with an 19.8. Here comes Jack. Doesn't improve. What about Depth Knight? No improvement there. TB 19.8. He answers. What about Philodent? Well, he answers with a 21.3, but no improvement compared to his last lap. What about Beatnik? Beatnik will answer with improvement of his own. 20.2. Jacob, he answers 20.2 as well. Let's see about Jack, though. He will get a lap. So for his lap, Cross the line. He's actually going into the pits. And we'll jump to a new set of inters. Everybody will come in. So, everyone will come in a new set of inters. And turn back onto the track. See what kind of a lap we will get in that group. And actually, oh, Deb Knight. Deb Knight top of the board. 19.821. 4 milliseconds clear of Luke. Wow. I mean, that kind of a time. Well, never mind. Beatnik just put in a fire of his own. And so did Jacob. 19.6 for Beatnik. 19.816 for Jacob. I mean, literally 1/100th of a second separates P2 to P4. Christ. Let's see what TB's got. I mean, TB opted to stay out. TB 2/10 up in Sector 1 and Sector 2. That's gonna put him in the. That's gonna put him on top with a 19.61. Looks like we're looking. Oh, he's getting really squirrely. So that's gonna cost him. Yeah, that's gonna cost him. He's back in the pits. Good call on TB's part. So I think if he stayed out, go for another lap, he would have. I think he would have improved, but only enough to probably be just ahead of his teammate. All right. Well, we got more guys coming out. We have Jack. He's the first out for this new group. With Jack right behind, Red Fire's further back. Philaden in the next, and then Luke wrapping up the first batch. Jack will start up. Could be his second to last lap. Actually, he just jumped right up into 7th gear. Actually, I think he's taking it easy through this section. Oh yeah, 1.4 seconds back. So he's taking it easy. He's gonna wait another lap to get everything all set and ready to go. Jack actually up 2/10 in Sector 1 compared to his previous lap. I'll put him into the 20.7 right now as he works his way through. Fire on a lap. Depth Knight's on an out lap. Looks like the Ferraris are on an out lap. We just missed what Jack wanted to get in. Oh, okay, there it is. 6/10 up. That's gonna put him in the. Looks like that's gonna put him in the 20.3 range, where he comes across the line. 20.2 puts him ahead of ETA Jack and Red Fire. Alright, well, speaking of ETA Jack, well, he's on for the lap. Well, let's see, what's Phil then got? These guys are actually going on for their final laps. So, I mean, if Phil then can't improve this lap, He's got one more to do it. Luke has actually gone fastest. The 19.6. 500's clear of TB. No, Beatnik. 500's clear of Beatnik. Cryptic is actually on his final lap. ETA Jack on his way. 6/10 up in Sector 2. I'll put him in a 19.6. See what he's got. I'm sensing probably a 19.5. Yes, it is. 19.5 for ETA Jack. He's on top of the board. And Depth Knight improves slightly to a 19.6. There comes TB. 19.1. Talk about a decimating run. Now Jacob. And an 18.8. Ferrari front row for now. Red fired, 7th fastest. Let's see what Beatnik's got. He comes across the line. P3. That's all he can muster. Phil then P9. And nothing for Luke. He invalidated. Cryptic. Can he do it on home soil? No, he can't. P4. And Jack not improving. It is a Ferrari front row. And Jacob, in his second Ferrari Tier 1 outing, claims his first pole position. Actually, unless TB can deny it. TB, I'm 4/10 in Sector 1. In Sector 2. Jacob's not improving. Let's see what happens. Jack does finish P10. Deb Knight P there. And TB claims pole. 18.4. And that will do it. TB, pole position. Way to go. So there it is. Ferrari 1-2, TB Jacob, and Beatnik P3. Well, I mean, I was right on one of my predictions of being in the top 3 of Jacob. Wrong on everything else. But here we go. We now move on from Q3 to the race. This is going to be good. ready to go. It is dry. It is dry for the start. Now, I don't know how long we will be staying dry, but there is wet conditions to play a factor. So we will wait and see what we will have as we are ready to start. Uh-oh. Lobby updated. I think that means Jack got thrown out. But here we go. Fingers crossed he didn't get thrown out. But anyways, so we'll be going into, I believe, the formation lap. Yep. Formation lap underway. So formation lap is underway. Let's take a look at our group. We'll take a look at our group for this race. So starting at the back row in P17 is going to be Blonde. He is the back of the group. He is in the back of the group. Looks like he is an AI, I believe. I'm not sure. But anyways, so he'll be starting P17. Row 8 is going to be Wavy Knife, knocked out of Q1, and then it is Boba, crashed out near the end of Q2. He'll be P15. Jason will be in P14, and he's got Owen alongside for P13. Then we have Reese and Instinct. These two just missed out on Q3. For the Q3, we have Jack and Philodent, separated by 2/100ths of a second between those guys. Death Knight and Luke will be in row number 4. Lowest starting positions for Luke in his RPL career. ETA Jack and Red Fire Tiger will make up row number 3. Then we have Cryptic and Beatnik making up row number 2. And then it is Jacob and TB to round out the front row. A Ferrari front row. So tire setup. It is Blonde, Boba, and Jason on the hard compound tire. Depth Knight, ETA Jack, Beatnik, and the Ferraris on the soft tires. While the remaining of the group of the field will be on the medium compound tires. So, we are predicting a probable 2-stop strategy from first set of dries to second set of dries, and then from second set of dries to a wet tire compound, intermediates most likely. Our question is when will the lights come on? We're waiting. I mean, everybody's in position. Alright, here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Grand Prix of Netherlands. And it's lights out and away we go. And it looks like TB got a poor start. And so did Beatnik as they make their way into turn number 1. And Death Knight gets the charge on, jumping multiple spots and gets up into P3 ahead of Jacob as they head into turn number 3. And wow, what a rocket from Death Knight, putting himself into P3. Has already gained like at least 4 positions off the start, and Jason's already crashed out in turn number 5, and we have a VSC out of the gate. And looks like Jason out already in turn number 3, and Instinct is around just on the outskirts of turn number 8. But what a rocket start by Depth Knight. I mean, TV got bogged down at the start, and so did Beatnik as well, and Luke and Cryptic got a bit held up, but I mean, I mean, Death Knight gained 5 positions in turn number 1. What a madman. Yeah, I'm just saying, what a madman for Death Knight. But VSC is deployed because of Jason's accident. We should be going back to green, and yes we do. We're back in the green flag conditions, and Jacob leads the way from TB, Death Knight, Beatnik, Luke, Cryptic, Philodent, ETA Jack, Owen, Reese. Reese is the back of that group. We have Blonde dealing with Boba. Boba, by the way, started P15. He's already up in the P. Oh, now up in the P10 is ETA Jack has gone spinning in turn number 7. That's not good for ETA Jack. He spun from P7 as Blonde makes a shot on Boba. Gets himself into the front row of the points. Jack has lost a couple of positions from the start. I believe it was because Jack did get thrown out of the lobby. Now he's dealing with Red Fire Tiger contact in turn number 12. And Jacob now fastest lap of the group as Luke has just cleared Beatnik for P4. Actually, Beatnik might not want to give it up that quick, but unfortunately, yeah, he has to. Jack is now falling to P15, being passed by Instinct. This is quite a fun little spectacle. Pole position and third place got bogged down at the start. A guy that started P8 just shot up to P3. I mean, literally, Death Knight probably had one of the greatest starts I've ever seen in RPL F1 commentary. We are on board with Beatnik. He's in the groove with there, and TB just goes spinning in the final corner. So TB spins from second place, and he has fallen all the way down to P11. So TB has some recovering to do. Meanwhile, Jacob 2 seconds clear. Death Knight. On Death Knight, really having the opening laps of his life. Literally, he's up to P2, and he's holding up a Red Bull. And Luke gets squirrely, and man, and his teammate almost plows right into him. But that was a good save by Luke. Excuse me, almost spelled disaster for Red Bull. But Death Knight hanging still in P2. Now he's got Beatnik to deal with. Jacob starts to run away with his lead now. Almost 3 seconds the lead is now. Never mind, these guys are on the softer compound tire. Here comes Luke. Looking to make it 2 for 1 in a turn number 1, 3 wide in a turn number 1. And Luke, oh no. And Luke spins out under his own, took Death Knight with him, and Death Knight, oh man, Death Knight, wrong place, wrong time, and very unlucky for Luke. Red Bull slips away into trouble for Luke as he's just having issues. I mean, literally exiting turn 7 last lap, he spun out and took out his teammate. and then just crashes just before turn 2 and collected an Alpine. I mean, no fault of the Alpine. He had nowhere to go. Pep Knights just had nowhere to go. Now Luke is just going to be plummeting down the order as the rain has just started to kick in. The question is what will happen as Luke makes a beeline for the pits? And he speeds in the pits. Oh man, that's just adding insult to injury for Luke there. And we have a safety car deployed. I'm not sure why we have a safety car deployed. I'm not sure why the safety car's out. Oh, that's why. Because Jack, I think it's because ETA Jack and Wavy just had a collision. So, safety car deployed. So that will give Jacob some of these guys. These are pretty pit stops here. So far, we have lost one driver, being Jason, out on lap 1, turn 5. And now we have a safety car because of an incident involving Wavy and ET8 Jack. And now, drivers are coming in for intermediate tires. Cryptic replacing the wing replacement. This is going to be ahead of this field of cars. Let's see what happens here. The drivers are filing back into place. And no. Talk about an interesting group. Talk about an interesting group, to say the least. So here is our group for this moment. So, as these guys are loading up behind the safety car, so it is Jacob leading. He got the free pit stop. We have Philodent in P2, Owen in P3, Cryptic P4, Reese P5, Boba P6, Blonde P7, Instinct P8. Oh, Luke's out. Luke has crashed in turn number 8. Luke crashes out in turn number 9. That's unfortunate. Okay, so Red Fire's in P8, Instinct P9. Jack is in P10. And then the rest of the field is Beatnik, TB, ET8 Jack, Dep Knight, and Wavy. So one Red Bull out of the race. That is gonna put a hampering. That could put a slight hampering on Red Bull's increase their point lead in the constructors. Jacob is off and away with Philaden right behind. We're back on the way here in Zandvoort. And Owen moves out of the way for Cryptic. Death Knight's back in the pits again. This is his third stop in this race. Anyways, as Jacob runs away from one of his sister teammates, Philaden, he's sitting in P3. And Cryptic hanging in P3. 1 second clear of Jacob is 1.3. Jesus Christ. Philaden ahead by 1.4 seconds. Cryptic defending like Matt, being defended by Philaden. Make the way into the chicane corner. Owen sitting P3 or P4 with Reese and Red Fire in tow. That's for Jacob's teammate, TB. He's sitting in P11 right now, trying to get past Jack to get himself back into the points. TB's gonna have to be very careful here. Wants to make a maneuver, but Jack is covering the low ground, not letting his teammate through. Here comes Instinct against Boba. And Cryptic battling against Philaden, but Philaden just maintains his ground and stays ahead in P2. Go on board with Philaden, with Cryptic, as TB has cleared Boba as well, puts himself P9. He's got Instinct to get past, and actually, as I just say it, Instinct moves over for TB. Has Blonde to get. And Blonde sitting in P7. At this present moment, Mercedes is looking at no points, while Red Bull is only looking at 15, courtesy of Cryptic at this present moment. And what about Ferrari? Oh, Ferrari. Does he have the fastest lap? Yes, he do. Ferrari is looking at 30 points. Anyways, here comes Cryptic. Will he make the move on Philaden work? Here we go as they head into turn number 1. Philaden covers the inside. Oh, bump of the wheels. But Cryptic made the move work. And Cryptic has made it to P2. But Philaden did do some help, as Jacob is 3.8 seconds clear of Cryptic. That lead is actually gaining as Philaden is actually thinking of an attack. Cryptic's actually looking at some trouble because Philaden is actually thinking of trying to attack again. That's on Philaden right there. Contact between him and Cryptic. Cryptic goes spinning, and Cryptic down to P7, down to P8 with TB. We did catch that. On Philaden's POV. That is on Philaden, so that could be a penalty coming his way for causing a collision. And now Owen has inherited P2 from Philaden, and Jacob continues his strong lead of 6.2 seconds. And now Reese battling with Red Fire on the outside. This is a fight for P4. Right behind Blonde and TB for P6. I see guys are going side by side. Reese bails out, and that forces TB to bail out against Blonde. It looks like Blonde just muscled his way past Reese for P6. Looks like TB got a bit bogged down in turn 3. Looks like Philaden's having some problems. Now Philadelphia losing P4 to Blonde. And catch the rear view as we see TB battling with Reese for P6. Now it's a Cryptic's coming in to make it 3 wide. Oh boy, this is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good. Oh no. Oh, TB. Oh, Cryptic's gotta go off the track. Yeah, woo, Instinct gets loose. There comes Jack, ETA Jack to make some moves, and Cryptic forced to take the gravel after forcing a 3 wide in turn 11. I mean, 3 cars going into turn 11. What do you expect? It was probably not gonna work. But Cryptic falls to P9, and ETA Jack puts Mercedes back in the points. He's in P8. Meanwhile, TV 5. Now he's got 4 cars. Now he's got 3 cars to pass to get back. Now he's got 3 cars to pass to get himself back into the front group. And that 3 is Blonde, Redfire, and Owen. At this moment, comparing Owen to TB. TB is about 2.4, 2.5 seconds behind Owen. Meanwhile, let's go on board the Redfire. He is actually in pursuit of Owen. Meanwhile, Jacob just crossed the line to start the next lap, starting lap 14 of 36. 7 seconds the gap between him and Owen. Meanwhile, in the background, looks like Cryptic battling Jack, ETA Jack and Reese for P7. Ooh, real sketchy there. Uh-oh. As ETA Jack just goes sliding, taking Instinct with them. Jack Miles goes in a P9. ETA Jack falls to 10th. Well, that's not fun. Unfortunately for one of these guys, Beatnik, by the way, reason he's sitting so far back in P14, he's got rear wing problems. To say it, but sadly with with Beatnik, in Beatnik's case, well, this could be his final race with Mercedes, because we did some digging. We learned that if Beatnik fails his objective at least once, he's out of Mercedes. And his expectations was a top 5 each race. He's sitting P14. Well, he'd say it. Beatnik is probably going to become, most likely, probably a free agent. Or who knows what will happen. But Beatnik might be out of a seat. Anyways, TB, by the way, sneaking a shot on Blonde. Ooh, boy. Shoves these elbows in. Against Blonde. Blonde not getting some... Oh boy. Not getting some voice here, but oh, Philadelphia's gone off. And we have a safety car because... What? Okay. Well, Philadelphia bumped the wall after going off track, and that's a safety car. Hey. Well... our second safety car of the day. And we have a bunch of guys going into the pits. See Jack Boba, Philodent, Wavy, Depth Knight, and Beatnik. Yeah, Depth Knight's glitched because he just went plowing into a garage and he comes out into the front stretch, which makes no sense. Anyway, so unfortunately, Jacob's 7-second lead over Owen is now gone. So Jacob is in the lead. He's got Owen second. So here's our top 10. It is Jacob's leading the way. Owen's in P2, Redfire P3, Blonde in P4. So good showing so far by Alpha Tauri. TB in P5, Cryptic P6, Reese is in P7. ETA Jack is in P8, Instinct P9, and Jack Miles in P10. And the rest of the field, it is Philodent P11, Boba P12, Wavy P13, Depth Knight P14, and Beatnik sitting in P15. All right, back from using the bathroom. We are going to kick off the restart. Jacob waiting to go, and he is off and away. Actually, Reese has decided to bail to the pits, and we're off and away. Like Reese has decided to go onto the pits. Wing change, and he's going to full wets. Wow. Interesting. I wonder why. Oh, trouble! Between Blind and TV. And TV sadly falls to the back of the group again. And Philaden, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow. Looks like instinct. And TB, well, was back in the points, now out of the points. Wow. Here comes TV now on Boba. And he is... And TV actually has to bail to the pits. Looks like wet tires. Yes, it is. Wet tires. These guys are going for wet weather tires. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, Jacob is in front. 2.7 seconds to lead over Red Fire. The question is, I have to see what happens in regards to when these guys were pit. I mean, some of these guys are actually chancing with wet weather tires because of that rain kicking in hard. I mean, Reese is the first of the wet to go onto the wets. But let's see what will happen here as Depth Knight just cleared Philaden for P6. Jack is up into P5, by the way. And ETA Jack, 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Let's see. I do wonder what will happen. I wonder what happened that caused that incident between TV and Blonde. I do wonder what happened that sparked that incident. But anyways, TV battling it out with Boba, puts himself in a P11. Now he's just got another car to clear, and he'll get himself back into the points as ETA Jack has had a problem in turn 2. And looks like Wavy has crashed out on the main straight. That will wrap him up. No safety car to be deployed because of it. Looks like we're gonna have a battle for the lead between and Red Fire using Jacob as brakes. Red Fire is taking the lead on the wet weather tires. Looks like the inters are falling away from... Looks like the wet inters are falling away, and the inters are falling away, and the wet weather is actually working. Because Red Fire has inherited the lead and has gained over a second over Jacob, despite using Jacob as brakes in turn 11. looks like Beatnik has gone into the pits. And he is going to go to the wet weather tires. And TB will now inherit the points. P10. So it looks like the wet weather tires are coming into full swing for this group as Red Fire is just gone. 2.8 seconds ahead of Jacob, and he is running with that lead. I don't think Alpine has won a race in RPL F1. They have not won a race yet. I think with these guys, Jacob, Jack's in P3. Jack just overtook Owen for P3. Wow. Well, Cryptic's hanging out in P5. It looks like... Uh-oh. We'll slide. Actually, I think he got a little help from Death Knight. But Cryptic still in P5. Death Knight hanging in P6. Jacob's just falling further behind from a Red Fire. I gotta look. What was their last lap? Let's see. Red Fire 25-2. 28-6. So Red Fire over 3 seconds faster than Jacob on the wet weather tires. So maybe wet tires might be the way to go. But, whew. I mean, literally, Death Knight's battling with Cryptic to try to wrestle P5 away from him. So they make their way into turn number 11. Not close enough. TB is on a charge. He's in P9. He's got Philodin ahead for P8. And Jacob is still losing ground on Red Fire. 7 seconds now. So, comparing that last lap to now... Oh, there goes ETA Jack. It looks like Death Knight has decided to come in. Jacob has lost almost 2 seconds. Yeah, Jacob has lost almost 2 seconds to Red Fire. There comes Reese on the inside against Owen, and he gets clear. Reese up into P4. Now Cryptic thinking of maybe he wants to eye a shot. Reese, by the way, looking to eye Jack for P3 now. 2.4 seconds behind, and the gap is closing. And TB, by the way, is up into P7. 4 seconds behind Cryptic. And that gap is also decreasing. And gaps-wise, Jacob's loss to Red Fire is increasing to just about 10 seconds. Looking at it now, got 10.2 seconds. So Jacob lost over 3 seconds to Red Fire. Meanwhile, Reese, literally 4 seconds behind Jack, has caught him. Cryptic, by the way, he's gonna have company in about a lap or so. TB closing the gap to under 2 seconds. It looks like the Wets have played full swing. For the wet weather guys. And Reese makes easy work of Jack up in a P4. Meanwhile, TV catches Cryptic. Where will he go? Swings around in turn 7. And Cryptic up, TV up in a P6. Now he's got Owen to worry about. Will he make his move? He's going to make the move in turn 9. done, signed and sealed. TB to P5. TB looking at P5 right now. He's got 5.5 seconds to catch Jack to claim P4. Now the question is, depending on the timing, looks like Jacob is going to have some company in the form of Reese. He's going to have company with Reese in about 2 to 3 laps. Meanwhile, Jack will have TB to worry about within the next 1 to 2 laps. Meanwhile, Cryptic with Owen. The question is, will Owen let him by? Well, Instinct has cleared Philodent to get P9. Because of a penalty that Philodent's got, he will fall to P12. Unfortunately, Mercedes looking at no points. And speaking of which, Red Fire, I can't believe I'm saying it, ETA Jack is going to be going a lap down because of Red Fire. I'm not saying it. I mean, literally, Red is running away with the lead right now. 13.5 seconds over Jacob. And Reese is hanging on tough in P3 right now. I don't think Alpine has ever won a race. Well, anyway, so Reese, last lap, he's only gained 2 seconds on Jacob. TB has caught Jack. TB has caught Jack. It looks like the condition. Looks like the wet conditions are actually changing them more inter conditions. Oh, that was close. TB went for a maneuver. Got a little too squirrely. Bumped with Jack. They almost went off. Jack stays ahead. So TB looking for another move. And Jack covers. Like the interconditions are now returning back to favors. As Jacob's loss to Red Fire actually I thought was improving, but now not anymore. Oh boy. Oh, DB was singing a shot on Jack again. This is literally the closest fight we got. We're back on board with TV. I mean, literally, it is going to this looks like winter weather right now. I think this is why these guys opted to stay on the winter conditions, because there's this heavy rain. It's just not going to be right. Jack bails out. Here it's P4. Wow. And Instinct just joined the 3-second penalty club. Well, thank you to Chiller. By the way, if Red Fire wins, this will be Alpine's first ever RPL win. They have never won in RPL F1. Oh, actually, never mind. Guess they're going to have to wait, because Red Fire is back in the pits for Inters. But he is on fresh Inters, though. So I think we are going to have a fight for P2 between Red Fire and Reese. Well, Redfire is on fresh inters. So this will play into Redfire's hands. Now Red, right now, 6.5 seconds behind Jacob. And with only 7 to go, I mean, literally, he's going to have to gain a second a lap, starting this lap, in order to get a shot at winning. And it looks like Beatnik has gone into the pits. And it looks like Jack and TB battling it again. Oh, a little loose on TB's part. And TB, I think that weather decision was not the best choice. I mean, even if TB pits, he's still going to come out ahead of Boba in P10. So, I mean, even if he has to pit again, getting a couple points is better than no points at all. And Redfire just overtook Reese for P2. Yeah, it looks like TB has decided to do that. He is in now. Inters it is. And also a new wing. So hopefully he will come out ahead of... He'll definitely come out way ahead of Boba. Oh, actually, Instinct is in too. Instinct's coming out the wet weather tires. Well, there's only a couple guys that are on in wet weathers. We have Blonde. We have Blonde and Reese. They are on wet weather tires. With only 6 to go, Redfire, 5.5 seconds behind Jacob. I mean, literally, and for these guys, Redfire and Jacob, by the way, these two, the top two, they're fighting for their first RPL win. Redfire has never won in RPL F1. Jacob never won in RPL F1. Redfire has had at least a few seasons of experience. Jacob this is only his second ever RPL F1 race. And with the tire, by the way, Jacob, 24 lap old intermediate tires. Redfire, 2 lap old mediums, 2 lap old inters. Redfire, 2 lap old inters. So, I mean, in Jacob's case, I mean, even if you're averaging about 2, maybe 3%, Jacob's tires are literally sitting in the mid 70s most likely in terms of tire wear. So Jacob really needs to conserve and save those tires, or else he could risk a puncture right at the end of the race. You can just see that graining on those inters, so you can really just see that there. Anyway, so TB is sitting in P9, so at least he's getting at least a couple of points. Blonde is going to have to be dealing with Philodent, by the way, for P7. Jack, if he successfully clears Reese for P3, this will be a first Williams podium, I believe, since Z-Tex back in Season 4 Japan. That was the last time a Williams got him onto the podium. With Reese, if he gets a podium, this will be the first Aston Martin podium, I think, since Season 3, when Luke moved from Mercedes to Racing Point because he was just too dang OP. That was back in the early F1 2020 days. But anyways, in Reese's case, he's got 4 laps and 1.5 seconds between Jack and Reese. So I hate to say it, Jack's got P3. And Cryptic is 7 seconds behind Jack. And he's not catching. He's barely catching him. But meanwhile, 3 laps to go. And Red Fire's gap to Jacob is 3.9 seconds and closing. So I think if he can keep it up, we could be looking at, again, a last lap fight for the win. That's what we could be looking at, a last lap fight between Jacob and Red Fire. As we're looking on the map right now, Jacob right now is entering turn number 9. As he's exiting turn 9, Red Fire is entering 9. So literally, they are really close to each other. So this is quite close. So anything can happen in these last couple of laps. I mean, in Jacob's case, he needs to hope for no puncture. That's what he has to hope for, is no puncture, and he can cruise home to his first RPL win. Let's see, 20.2 Red Fire, right? Yeah, 20.2 for Red Fire. Last lap, 20.7. So half a second, Red Fire has gained. But he's got to do much more than that. Jacob is going to be running into some traffic in the form of the Mercedes. He just laps Beatnik. 2 to go. What a race. I mean, literally, minusing a couple of laps, I think, Jacob has pretty much led from start to finish. Oh, Death Knight is gone. Spinning. As Jacob is entering his final lap to win his first RPL F1 race. Meanwhile, Red Fire clearing Beatnik. And Jack is looking for his, basically a podium, and it's his first podium for Williams. And a Williams podium that's not been heard of since a long time. It looks like, unless something goes really wrong, I mean, Jacob is looking at a win. Hard to believe it. I mean, we've seen a glitch start, we've seen spins, we've seen drama, we've seen collisions, we've seen pretty much everything, but as he rounds through the last few corners for the final time, in his second RPL F1 Tier 1 start, he is going to claim a win. Jacob has won in the Netherlands. Red Fire will come across the line. He'll claim P2, a podium for Red Fire, and give it up for Jack. He will claim a podium for Williams. Jack Miles, P3. What a win for him. Cryptic claims P4. Reese gambled with the wet tires, decides to cross in P6. Owen P7. TB will get P8, will get P7. Philaden P8. Instinct will cross the line for P9, but because of a penalty, Death Knight will claim P9. Instinct will get P10. Boba, in his first RPL event, P11, just missing out on points, but a good effort for him nonetheless. Beatnik crossed the line P14, 1 lap down, Blonde P12, and ETA Jack P13. There you go. Jacob wins his first ever RPL F1 race. Red Fire, good showing for P2. Jack P3. What a very unique, very unique podium to say the least. So, well, is that it? We did have our fifth RPL F1 winner, and wow, I mean, what a showing by Jacob. His second RPL F1 Tier 1 start, and he winds up winning the race. I mean, I was a little concerned, to be honest, but good showing. Nice job. Well, that is going to conclude the stream for tonight. So next weekend is going to be quite unique. So, to kick it off, let's start off with F1 Tier 2. F1 Tier 2, they are going to be in Miami. That was where F2 was earlier today. F2 next Saturday, they will be competing at China, which is going to be quite unique, to say the least. Meanwhile, RPL F1, though, will be at the Temple of Speed, which is Monza. So, from RPL Streets, this is Tiny Ironwolf saying good night, and have a good one.